Happy Sunday, guys. We're back for another episode of Chef Jay on Sunday. Let me get a couple logistics done while you guys come into the room. While we're doing that, you guys could look at this, go over the minor details while people come in. Alright, let's get into it, guys. I was just putting things like the recipe right in the comments for you guys to look at, quick glance type things. So, let's start off. Today we are making buttermilk chicken and Belgian waffles with cinnamon syrup. The good stuff, guys, the good stuff. So, there's a couple things that go into this. Marinade, batter, waffles, and then a syrup to make. And so when we're doing this, we're going to need a couple things. So we're going to come up here. Tools, cutting board, bowls, plastic wrap, pots, tongs, towels, iron, waffle iron, baking sheet, and measuring cups. Alright, so we're going to get into all this stuff. Hey everyone coming in, Shanti, Linese, everyone, hey Marco, hey Ali, awesome. So, these are the long ingredient, this is the long version of what we're doing. You can take a screenshot of this if you want. All this stuff for the waffles, the cinnamon syrup, and then down here, all the stuff for the fried chicken. Don't forget, Jelani Nichols on Facebook, chefjelani.com, recipe right there in the description. And if you're here, welcome back if you've been here before. If you're here for the first time, welcome. I hope it's the picture that got you. Chicken and waffles is very, very indulgent and is good. And you can make it healthy, which people don't think about often. Boneless, skinless, white meat, and then a healthy waffle that you make at home. Minimal ingredients. It's very good. The only thing that's not that good is the cinnamon syrup. But of course, you can get the sugar-free syrup to substitute that out. It can be very healthy. Some of my favorite waffles just have fruit on them. Fruit and sugar-free syrup, and you got a healthy alternative to the, soul food version. So, coming over here to our ingredients. We have a lot of stuff here today. It's pretty complicated in terms of all the moving parts, but that's because we're making a gourmet chicken and waffles, a chef version. So, starting from left to right, going back, here we have all-purpose flour. This is paprika, and this is cayenne pepper. I had to get the colors right. Here we have thyme leaves. Here we have all-purpose ground black pepper, kosher salt, 2% milk, right? And then here we have buttermilk. Buttermilk, if you're not familiar, is what we're cooking today. Buttermilk chicken and buttermilk waffles. And then here in the back we have an egg, sugar for our waffles, some more flour portioned out because this is measured at a cup and a half. And then here's the stuff for our syrup: cinnamon, butter, vanilla extract, and then a thing full of water. As you know, the oil we always use and we will continue using is regular olive oil. You can see here it says for sauteing and grilling. If it focuses, you can see.
There.
There we go. Alright, so olive oil, not extra virgin, regular olive oil, guys. That's the key. If you want to make stuff like this, we're putting olive oil in our waffles. And so if you put extra virgin oil in your waffles, it will make your waffles burn quicker because of the olive. You don't want that. Alright, so let's get straight into it. A couple things we have to take care of. Preheating our oven to 200 and getting our pan set. We're going to heat up some oil. There's a order you can do things in, and I'm going to explain to you how you pick the order. We're making batter, we're frying chicken, and we're also making the syrup. So those three things can be done interchangeably, but because some things take time, we choose what to do, first. This could take 50 minutes, could take an hour if you do things at the, if you wait to do things until something's over. But as we continue on shows, we'll start going in more depth into cooking, as in getting things quickly. And if you want to cook about this breakfast, an hour doing it, it only takes about 10-15 minutes. Let's get started. So first, on that note, first thing we're doing is we're going to set our chicken, and then we're going to set our waffle, and then we're going to do our syrup. Because the time things take, that's the way we get things come out at the most likely the same time. So we're going to set our oil at about a 7 or 8 out of 10, depending on your stove. I'm going to go about a 7 out of 10. Yeah. I'm going to say a 7 out of 10 on mine. And then I'm going to grab a bowl. You're going to need 2 bowls for your chicken part. We're doing a double dredging, and we'll go into what that is in a second. So you grab 2 bowls. Alright. You can come over here. So your first bowl is going to hold your dry material. And your dry material is the stuff you're going to dip your chicken in before you dip it in the wet stuff. So, actually, before we get into this, your chicken, the best way to do this, as we go into dredging, it brings up why we marinate our chicken. We marinate our chicken, and let me show you. So, take my chicken like this. Now, I highly suggest you guys do this. It's a part of the recipe, but it requires about a 6-hour marinade. So you take something like this, you drop your chicken in here, and then you take a cup and a half of buttercream, and you pour that over your chicken, making sure it covers it up.
Buttercream or buttermilk?
Buttermilk. Buttermilk, not buttercream. Sorry, I think I was watching Willy Wonka or something, and buttercream was in my head. Cultured buttermilk, right? So a cup and a half of buttermilk. I'm sorry, my sister behind the camera. And then you take about 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons of salt, and you throw that in there. And you just let this marinate in your fridge for about, I would say, 6-7 hours, overnight usually. What you do is you wrap it up with this right here, cling wrap. And you wrap it up. And if you can look at the ingredients real quick, I'm going to show you how it looks when we take it out. So, this is the chicken we're working with today. This is a marinated buttermilk and salt. chicken. And what it does is it makes sure that when you coat your chicken in... Alright, so follow me here. Usually when you do things like this, you season your chicken and then you start dipping it in stuff. When you dip your seasoned chicken in things, it loses the seasoning. And so what we're doing is marinating our chicken, so the salt goes in our chicken, and we only use flavors that we are okay with, which is why we use cream. And we don't want to marinate in water because it messes up, the physics of it. So, marinated in buttermilk and salt. First thing, for about overnight. We take, I'll say, sorry, grab the wrong one. I measured off a cup and a half of flour in this one also. So we take about a cup and a half of flour, we dump it in there, and we're starting our batter for our chicken. We take half a tablespoon a quarter of a tablespoon of thyme leaves, and this is where the flavor is. And then we do a tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of fresh ground black pepper, and then we let that sit by itself. We grab another one of these, right? Another bowl. Make sure it's nice and clean. Nothing flew in it while I was gone. Alright, so in this one we're taking milk. We're taking about, I would say, 2 tablespoons of milk. You can see in the recipe, it's the first comment in this little section to correct me if I'm wrong. But 1 tablespoon of milk, take a cup of buttermilk. I keep wanting to say buttercream for some reason. I've never had buttercream, but I really want to say it. And then a little bit of salt here also. And then this right here is our dredging liquid. And I'm going to show you a trick that most people don't do. In our flour, I'm going to put in a little bit of this dredging liquid. And be careful if you do this because it's easy to mess up your ratio. You don't want to put more liquid than there is flour, or else you end up with just flour in liquid. But what I'm doing this for is it gives your flour a chance to bind to your chicken easier. It makes it a little clumpy, and that's what you want. The actual flour by itself won't stick to your chicken the way you want. So, you get it like this, right? Got some more liquid. So this paste, when you fry it, makes the crispiness on the outside of your chicken just a little bit more robust. And we'll go over that once we do it. You dip it in this, dip it in your buttermilk, and then you dip it in this again, and we double dredge it. Alright, so we're going to take our chicken. We're going to add a little bit more milk. Alright, so we're going to take our chicken over here. And so at this point, I suggest you you designate a dry hand and a wet hand because you don't want to start mixing stuff. So you just toss a glove on one of your hands. So this is going to be my wet hand. This is going to be my relatively dry hand because this is a mixture. So you take this right here. Marinated chicken in salt and buttermilk. Drop it in a heavier concentration of buttermilk, basically. Coat it with some of this. It's basically a flour paste right now. All right. All right. You drop it back in the milk. And drop it back in the cream mixture. And we're going to set this aside. Make sure that adheres to it. Set this aside. And do it again with another one. Try to give you guys a visualization. Wash my hand real quick. Alright, so marinated chicken, dredge, flour, coat, liquid again, and then back in the flour. And mix it all around, make sure it gets it all in there. And you just set it aside. And then wash your hands. I personally wash my hands all the time. When I make meatloaf, I wash it too often, I realized. That's why you invest in cooking gloves, so that you can have one hand relatively clean. You don't have to wash it though. But it saves you a lot of time. Alright, so oil's heating up. Dry my hands off. Grab the flour. Look at that. Alright, so comments. Alright, so here's where we are right here. We marinated our chicken. We made our batter. We're about to make our waffles right now. So I'm going to grab another container to make our waffles with. Give me a second. We're going to clear my waffle area. So my waffle maker right here, if you could look down right here. This beautiful waffle maker I recently got. You can come over here this way. So this waffle maker right here was a gift from someone who believes in the power of breakfast. So when you're making your own batter, if you don't want to use milk or water or anything, I suggest you use carbonated water or something like that. It makes it really good. When I'm making fish tacos, I use Sprite in batter. Makes it really fluffy.
Battery low.
Battery low. No, that's not that bad. So get it done. So when you're getting your waffle done, it's fancy. So when you're getting your waffles done, good. Start that way. We're getting waffles done. They're too painful. Too fast on the outside to do much of anything. Alright, so come up here for these buttermilk waffle recipe right here. Making waffle.
It's the sound's breaking up, no sound.
No sound. Sound breaking up. I don't know how to
Change that.
I don't know how to do that. Oh, I don't know, Kathleen. I will speak louder for you. So we go flour, sugar, baking powder, baking soda, salt, buttermilk, egg, and vegetable oil.
Hear you now.
So when we do this, we go over here. Flour, salt, or no, this isn't salt. This is half baking powder, half baking soda. An egg. Make sure you don't drop any shells in it. After a bunch of cooking, I still drop shells and stuff. Alright, just dropping my chicken in. So if you could take a look at the chicken real quick. This right here, guys, is the healthy alternative to the regular form of drudging. I'm not sure. This is a recipe based off Morimoto, and this is how the Asian fried chicken goes. They wet their batter and then toss it. The benefit to that is it's not as much flour in the long run because not a double layer of just nothing flour. So coming here, buttercream.
Buttermilk.
Buttermilk, I'm sorry. So let me grab my buttermilk. Cup and a half of buttermilk. Alright. Take your nearby whisk. Be safe and don't get your clothes all messed up with the whisking. It is very easy. And then 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar. Turn this way. Got messy hands right now. My camera lady got popped, guys. She was standing rather close to the frying chicken. So, no, we're okay. So here we have the actual waffle cream, which is flour, sugar, baking powder, baking soda, salt, buttermilk, egg, and then we're going to add one more ingredient, which is vegetable oil. So here we go, the olive oil. Remember to only use this oil. Olive oil, not extra virgin. Only about 2 tablespoons. We're gonna mix that in. No, it's okay. Alright, so a pair of tongs. Alright, so with your waffle maker, you're going to spray it down. And when I say spray it down, I use this right here, Pam olive oil. It's the same as regular olive oil, it just makes your life easier, so you have to wipe all the nooks and crannies of oil. You just come in here, you spray it nice and thick, so you don't have a sticky waffle oil. That was my mother coming in for one journey, I believe. She has to go hit something. I don't know. I think she was on the phone with someone. So, this takes about 2 to 3 minutes to heat up. We're going to start making our syrup right now. So our syrup, it's a couple different things. You guys can look at it right here while I get ready for it. So, syrup. You can make the syrup from scratch, but we're going to start from a pre-made syrup. So, coming over here. Now it's got the crispiness, I'm going to turn it down just a tad to about a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10. So, with our syrup, we're going to wait for this to heat up. We're going to add about 3 tablespoons of butter. Let's see, this is 5 tablespoons, or yeah, 3 to 4 tablespoons. You can see, let's see if I can get it in here.
Nope, too blurry. Okay, there we go.
There we go. So, so I'm sure you guys can see eventually these little lines. I don't know what happened, guys. So here we go. Tablespoons of butter. Drop it in here.
And have a clean big cup.
Pour the waffle batter in here. Alright. Yeah. And make sure it's relatively even. Put that. And this I'm going to use because, as you see, my waffle maker had a tendency to flip over. Because I don't know about other waffle makers, but I wish mine had a lot on it. If I have it, I'm invented because it needs it. Alright, so butter, syrup, vanilla extract, about 1 tablespoon. And 2.5 tablespoons of cinnamon.
So I want to ask, can you use the same mix for pancakes? Can you use the same mix for pancakes?
Yes, you can, but I wouldn't use the baking soda and baking powder. You don't really need it. Alright, so let that melt down. I'm going to get my chicken off. Alright, so when you're getting your chicken off, I suggest you use a paper towel like this. So that's relatively what your chicken looks like. So we're going to take this. Another waffle out the oven. Good thing we make multiple waffles. So waffles, it easily breaks with the waffle. This one was in the oven, and as you can see, when they come out of here, they're going to be a little squishy. I wish I would have videotaped that for you guys, the squishy waffleness. But either way, I'm sure you guys, when you're cooking it yourself, you will experience what I mean by it's going to seem like they're not done, but that's just because they haven't cooled down. So we're going to take our chicken. We're going to place our chicken just straight on top of our waffles. Right? I'm going to just sit this here. As you guys can see, the chicken and waffles is looking rather fine at the moment. And we come over here. Come over here. So, once everything is incorporated together, it's basically done. And my mom taught me about the hot syrup butter thing. And so that's who I get it from. So you just pour that over. And that's your chicken and waffles with the cinnamon syrup on it.
Jan asked, what type of frying pan are you using?
Copper frying pan. The frying pan is the less clean frying pan. Alright, so any questions, feel free to email me at the Facebook address or anything else. chefjulian.com. Follow me on Facebook, recipe description, all that good stuff. If we want to one more look at it, here it is. Let's see. Dad, grab a fork and a knife for me, buddy. Let's do this. Let's do this quick, too.
Real quick.
No, for you. Come here.
You're eating. Yeah, you're eating.
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah. You want to do it?
Yeah, fine.
Alright.
You look better than me.
I'm going to eat this. We're going to see you guys later. Chef J on Sunday. We're going to figure out who's going to eat it. We'll see you guys next week. Follow me on Facebook, chefjulian.com. We're probably going to upload it if you want to see the rest of it.